final picture. I painted these two preliminary sketch, and I'll be painting the final picture based on them. This is where I tried how the entire thing will look like. So let's get started. I'm using the basic supplies, that is cartridge paper, Camlin watercolors, and quill brushes, a liner brush, and a 3-number round brush. That's it. So you need to apply water on the sky part. Now make sure you apply water thoroughly on the paper, because we don't want a running sort of a water, but we want the paper to soak a lot of water. As I'm sitting beside the sun, I need to apply a lot of water, because otherwise it will dry out really quickly, and I want to do the sky part wet on wet. So I need to think about the surroundings. It is a hotter area, so it will dry out quickly, so I need to apply water thoroughly. Wait for a while so that it soaks. You can even spray a little bit of water. Yeah. And I can spread it like this. Make sure that you're gentle when you're doing this process, otherwise your paper will start ripping off. Yeah. I guess it's the right time to start. I'll take lemon yellow and this is where the sun is. I paint this area here, and I take a little bit of orange because this is a morning scene, so we have a very bit of orange here in the sky, but I'm not going to touch this part. And now I'll mix gray color. I mix orange with blue and make this stone gray color, and I'll use this for the clouds. I guess this is too bright. Yeah, this is okay. You see how it stays, otherwise it slows down, which is not what we need here. And fix this part here. Yes, it's correct now. Now take a bit of yellow, apply it here, and I'm going to use the technique of mixing the color on the paper. I apply crimson here, then I take French ultramarine and apply it over it when it's still wet, and you see we get this purple color, purple shade here. Somewhere it's crimson, somewhere it's more bluish. It's just perspective. It just amplifies the fact that there's something in the background, not exactly knowing what it actually is. Yeah, that's it. Now sun rays. I wash my brush, damp it over a cotton cloth, and then clear this area. That's it. These two rays are enough. If you want, you can also go with a fine ray just to make it more realistic. I use the liner brush, wash it off, damp it on a cotton cloth, and make this line. Yeah, this is it. That will do. Now, moving on to the ground. I spilled some water here, so there's a mark, but don't worry, it won't be visible when we'll complete the picture. So I mix gamboge hue. I take gamboge hue on my brush, mix a little bit of cobalt blue in it, and I add these round dry brush strokes. I guess that I have too much color on my brush. Yeah, this is fine. I'll wash my brush and just spread this color because I guess it was too much on my brush. And now, see, you need to keep this area a little bit wet because we'll be adding some greenery here. I use cobalt blue mixed with gamboge hue, so it's smaller here and increases, and it's more dense when it's here in the front. Mix a little bit of more cobalt blue in the mixture and you get dark green shade like these. Observe the movement of the brush carefully. In this painting, it is very important to know your paper. You need to know when your paper is in the right condition to use a particular technique. And that is what you learn from practice and from videos like these. Because when you're a beginner, you don't really think about the fact that these things also matter. But it's just when you become an intermediate, you know what the real game is all about. Now I take a smaller brush, I take watery green here and apply it over here. Yes, I don't want to keep everything in the same color. And also I'll pick up some color because a lighter part always puts forward in the painting. It always shows the highlights. Yeah, this is fine. Now this part, I repeat the steps, take gamboge hue. This time it is really very watery because we have the fences and all here, like in this picture, you see. So now some greenery here and there. Our main focus is on the left side of the painting, so we won't be adding too much details here. We'll be just adding things to support our painting or make it look more natural. Same thing, starting from the smaller part and increasing the size as we move forward. And taking gamboge hue, mixing a little bit of cobalt blue and adding green, lighter green, light shade of the bushes. Yeah, this is all, I guess. Now I like to add some illustrative lines here because this area is still wet and it will merge beautifully. Yeah. Now it's a sunny area, sunny side, so we'll be having orange shade here. So I add a stroke here. Now I wash my brush and just spread this color over the whole of it. I think I'll need a bigger brush. Yes. We can merge this area and make it look a little bit natural. Now I wash my brush, and in order to put forward this, I pick up some color from here. Take some orange color, some saturated orange color, and add a stroke like this. Yeah, this is it. Just mix some parts of the paper. Now we need to let this area dry. Till the time this part dries out, we can paint the trees here. Yes, because this is, no, it's still wet. So we can move forward to this part. I guess this is also wet here. We can add some details here over here then. Yeah. Add some dark color to show some depth and all. And you're done. Now, moving to the tree part, I painted two types of trees in the picture, and I think I'll go with the color palette of the painting and try this one because I don't think so this one looks good here. So I'll go with this one. So before I paint the trunk, I need to paint the foliage. I'll use a cellophane here for this step. I mix blue and Cambodge yellow and mix green here and also mix dark green in one area. I also mix some lemon yellow and orange because where the sunlight is coming from, I think I'll need some color like that. So I'll start with the light color or the sunset color and apply some color over here. Yes, now I'll go with the green, add some colors here and there. This is the light green. Now I'll go with the darker shade, dark green here. I think I'll also need to mix a little bit of burnt sienna or burnt umber in the dark green mixture, because it's not coming out to be a little natural. It's coming out to be quite kiddish, and I can't tolerate that thing. Yes, yeah. Now it's looking a bit more natural and the colors are a bit more mature. I guess this much is okay. I may proceed with the next part, that is adding some concentrated color in some areas to give them depth. Like here. You need to think about the fact that when you apply color on the paper, then it will also mix out. So I'm using gamboge hue over here because this is the part where the tree hits the sun rays. Now I also need to make rays quickly, otherwise the paint will dry out and we'll have no choice. I take a big brush and just wash my brush and clear this thing out. Now I can add some colors here. Now let's switch over to the next part. I think I'll need to clean this bit a bit. So let's switch over to the next part, that is adding fences here. So, oh wait, we need to first add some trees here, as in this one. So very lightly, very gently, very softly wet this area. Don't disturb the layer beneath it. Now allow the paper to soak some water and use a liner brush for this step. Now make sure that you use a consistency which grows lighter when it's dry. When it dries out, it goes lighter. So I'll use similar consistency here. Started with a Viridian type of a mix, but now moving forward to this because I need to show some shades here and there because light and shadows are of course everywhere. I wet this part also. You see how blurry look you're getting. This is what we want here. I guess this part has also dried out, so I'll have to wet it again. Just look of some trees or something like that here. The area where I'm sitting is quite hot, so the paper is drying out quickly, but you need to analyze if your surface has actually dried out or not. By the time I mix the color, this paper dries out even more. So I'm painting accordingly. That's it. Now it's time for the shadow part. I mix purple here, a bluish purple. I mix French ultramarine and some crimson and add these shadow. Now I use a white brush and merge this part. Now I take more French ultramarine here and paint the shadow a little more. A little more water as I move forward. Somewhere there are warm shadows, somewhere there are bluish shadows. Make sure you think about that. Now I'm using the second brush and merging these things somewhere here and there. I'm not merging it on all the parts, but here and there. I'll take some watery mixture and just splatter some here. Yeah. I'll also take some crimson mix and splatter. this is it. Now we can move to the fences. I'll be using burnt sienna. I'm making it freehand. If you want, you can make a pencil sketch for it. It's just because I painted it several times and I know the length and everything. But I will suggest you to make a pencil sketch beforehand before going to attempt this part. Now this is the shadow one. As I told you, I like to mix color on my paper. I'm mixing burnt umber here. You can mix burnt umber on your palette and then you can also apply it. But then you might not get this reddish kind of a look. Now I mix a darker shade and apply it like this. Some loose areas and all. Now let's make the fences. Here, this line. Similarly here. Yeah, this way. You can also add some red color here and there. We need to add some reddish hue on the foreground. So I guess burnt sienna is the best when it comes to that. You can see how the picture has changed, how this thing puts forward. I'll just use a wet brush to merge this a little bit because this is not our focus, this is our focus. And I'll use some gamboge hue. Yeah. Yeah. Now as this part is dry now, I again use the purple shade and let's highlight this area. And I just apply some color here, giving some strong shadows, some hard edges shadows also. Now we can add something here, some red color accent. This time it will be brighter because this is our focus area. I take vermilion on my brush. Now I cover this part here and also this part because I want it to be only in this. And I just splatter. Now some bigger dots. Here, and now I'll use a spray just to disturb this part a bit. See how interesting this effect comes out. You can also do the same here, I guess. This will only improve your painting just a little bit, not too much here. As it dries out, I'm adding more concentrated color because we are using cartridge sheet, so it will dry out to be very light. You see, these interesting effects are possible only in watercolor. You can't do this in oil or gouache or acrylics. That's it. Now we can add the trunk here, but I guess we should wait until it dries out. We can also mix some burnt sienna in the color, some darker hues, darker areas. Yeah. I'm using the same burnt sienna for the tree. Now I take a little bit of a darker color on my brush and I shape the trunk. I'm using some red accent here. Now I take ochre on my brush and I just paint it here. Yeah, that's it. We are done with our painting. I guess I need to do this. I should better stop, otherwise I'll spoil my picture. Just touch here and there with my brush so that it's blurry. It looks like a morning scene. It should look like a morning scene. Now I remove the tape. Make sure that your paper is dry when you're removing the tape. So yeah, that's it. We are done with our painting. I hope you learned something from this video, and do tag me if you plan to paint this picture. Also, you can check out my Skillshare classes, and you can also check out the recent giveaway that is going on my profile. Actually, there's always one or the other giveaway going around in my profile, so go and check that out. No matter when you're watching this video, there will be a giveaway on my profile. So yeah, go and check it out. Thank you.